Hey guys!
Hey!
Sorry for the interruption, but we got a new video over at Mustard On Movies.
And this one is all about our favorite mean girls in movies. So after you've seen this video, click the link at the end or go to the description box below, and hope to see you over at Mustard On Movies after this video. Bye!
Bye!
Hi guys, how are you today? In this video I'm going to show you my top 3 equipment budget tips to make your YouTube videos great. Now if you are into photography or videography in general, I have also written 2 posts on my blog that might interest you. One is for all the equipment we use to make our videos, so it's like the camera equipment, the editing programs we use, where we get our music and everything like that. And the other blog post that might be interesting to you is with my top 3 tips on how to edit your food photos. So I will put links to both of those posts in the description box below this video. My first tip is the reflector. We have invested in one of these reflector screens, which is really handy. You can use it to redirect light, or to diffuse it, or even use it to darken your footage. You can use it to get like a golden warm light or a silver cold light. And it's really handy if you are shooting outdoors in sunlight, because you can both use it to diffuse the sunlight, or you can put the reflector screen on, and even if you have a lot of backlight, the sun behind the person you're shooting, you can use it to lighten up the whole face of the person in front of the camera. So it's really handy. It's also very inexpensive. I think we bought this one for about 15 euros. So if you are into photography or videography, I would totally recommend you investing in one of these. We use ours all the time, both for photos and videos. Now, if you want to be able to diffuse light or redirect it, but you want to go even cheaper than that, why not use the old handy bedsheet? It's just a normal white bedsheet. You can get this for what? I don't even know, like €1. And we use these all the time as well, both for photos and videos. Basically, the whiteness of the sheet will work sort of as the reflector screen and will mellow out all the shadows in your footage and make it nicer. We sometimes use it to sort of mellow out the shadows on the darker side of my face by putting it on the opposite side of the window, or sometimes we put it underneath where we're filming to get a light from below. Of course, we also use this a lot to make our flat lay photography, and when we're shooting food videos, we use sheets on the table or in the kitchen a lot. Fabric is always nice because it's really soft, and it softens up the light. It doesn't make anything look shiny or too sharp. So we also have actually a dark blue sheet and a black sheet that we're using for our food photography and food recipe videos. My second budget tip to make your YouTube videos better is to get a microphone. Now, microphones can be really expensive, but me and David, all of our equipment is actually super cheap. Like our camera, for instance, we bought that second-hand used for about 250 euros. And what we did when we wanted a microphone is that we just bought the cheapest one we could find. So our microphone is not wireless. It has a cord that goes all the way to the camera, but the cord is definitely long enough for us to be able to use it properly, and we've never seen that as a problem really. We paid about 40 euros for this microphone, and to be honest, the quality isn't really that nice, but what can you expect for that price, right? It's still a lot nicer than if we wouldn't have gotten a microphone at all. So let me just unplug this and you can hear what I will sound like without it. So this is what I sound like when I'm just using the onboard microphone. That is the microphone that is already in the camera, and as you can hear, there's quite a big difference from when I'm using the mic. If you feel like 40 euros is still too much for you, don't fret, I have an even cheaper trick. You can just use your mobile hands-free. So you can just record the sound straight into your phone and then download a free app to process the sound, and then you just sync it with your video material. As you can see, I'm wearing a white top today, and that makes my black microphone stand out quite a bit. So that's another good thing with my mobile hands-free, is that it's white, so I can alter which microphone I'm using depending on the color of my clothing. Okay, so it's time for my third and final budget tip, and this one is all about lighting. So me and David, we prefer always shooting in daylight, natural daylight, both when it comes to our photos and our videos. But when you do it like that, you sort of have to factor in that the weather isn't always going to cooperate with you, especially if you're living in Sweden in the winter time and you're lucky to get even 2 hours of good daylight. So when we lived in London, we used to have like these huge light boxes that were really expensive, and we didn't really use them that much anyway since we preferred natural daylight. So when we left London, we sold them and we haven't felt the need to purchase new ones since then. But sometimes when the light isn't really optimal, you might need a little bit of an extra push with artificial lighting anyway. So my tip is, instead of buying really expensive lights, you might want to try getting an LED light. So LED lights are really good because the light is very like cold white instead of the usual light we have in our homes, which is more like warm yellow tones. So if you want to have something that imitates daylight really well, LED lights are great. Let me just turn this on for a minute and you will see how white this light is. So as you can see, it doesn't really look like I have, one of the normal lamps you have at home. It's more like a really cold white bluish tone, which I like. You might be totally broke right now and you might not even have a single euro to spare on an LED light. Don't worry, I got you covered. My final super duper cheap budget tip when it comes to lighting is to simply use your smartphone flashlight. The flashlight on your phone is actually also really white and cold, so you can use that if the room you're filming in is too dark and you need to have some more light on your face. Or I often use it as well if I'm in a restaurant and I need to take a food photo or film some food and it's way too dark to do that. It might not be really clear right now since I'm in really good natural daylight, but it does look something like this when I hold it out to my face. Sometimes this light is too bright to use just as it is, and if that's the case, I like to put something sheer on top of the light to diffuse it. Like a napkin or something like that, and you will still get some light but much softer, and you will create much less shadows. That's it. Those are my 3 equipment budget tips to make your YouTube videos great. Give me a big thumbs up if you liked this video, and also I'm thinking of making a video where I show you how me and David edit all of our videos. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget the blog post I was telling about in the beginning of this video about how I edit my food photos and what type of camera equipment, etc. we use to make our videos. Go to the description box below and click one of the links. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, you guys, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye!